secondary characters that appear in various episodes of Bluey always have something new to add.
Hooray!
But have you ever stopped to think about what these little dogs are like in real life? Good things come in threes. The Terriers are a rascally family of triplets who enjoy getting wild and playing action-packed games. The brothers' favorite games are ones with swords, shields, and bows and arrows. In the name of Scotland, they'll protect their forts and castles from anyone foolish enough to try and invade them. When they're not fighting for their country, the Terriers also love dancing around, being silly, and making armpit fluffies. They are friends with Bluey and the rest of Calypso's class at school. The triplets are from a breed of dogs known in real life as Schnauzer. Try saying that with an angry German accent. The Schnauzer is immediately recognizable by their beard and bushy eyebrows. The standard Schnauzer is the middle-sized Schnauzer breed. Not too big, not too small. You might say they're just right. Unlike the poodle, the three sizes of Schnauzers are completely separate breeds. The standard Schnauzer is the original size, from which the miniature Schnauzer and the giant Schnauzer were developed. The standard Schnauzer's history can be traced back to the Middle Ages in Germany. The wire-haired dogs that would become the modern standard Schnauzer performed many jobs for German families. They guarded the livestock, hunted vermin, and protected their owners as they went to and from the market. The standard Schnauzer was the perfect size because they were small enough to fit in the farmer's cart, but big enough to serve as a guard dog. The thick whiskers on a Schnauzer's snout actually had an important function. When they matted together, they protected the Schnauzer from being bitten by the vermin they hunted on farms. Talk about Mother Nature's way of making something functional, and that looks stylish at the same time. And talking about their Berards, the name Schnauzer comes from the German word Schnauze, which means snout or muzzle. Schnauzers used to be called wire-haired pinschers, but the name Schnauzer took over by the early 1900s. So get ready, because you already know what time it is. Get your running shoes and your throwing sticks, because we're about to meet some damn cute little dogs in this new video here on the Zigzag channel. The tradies are hired by Chili to build a fish pond in the healer's backyard. Sparky is a pit bull who's bestowed with the nickname Big Belt by the girls on account of his giant tool belt. He loves meat pies, his boat, and his wife, Jules, who he affectionately refers to as me missus. The pit bull is a bit of a controversial dog due to reports of attacks and aggression. That said, with the right training and upbringing, they are wonderfully loyal and gentle dogs. However, there are many other facts about them that might surprise you. For example, you may be most surprised to learn that a pit bull isn't actually a breed of dog. In fact, they aren't recognized by any kennel club. You cannot purchase a pit bull from a high-quality breeder. Instead, this is more of a type of dog, similar to how a retriever or spaniel is a type rather than breed. Many breeds may be put in this category, like the American Pit Bull Terrier. However, the exact breeds included vary widely, depending on who you ask. Despite their reputation, pit bulls aren't inherently aggressive. They've been bred as companion animals for many years, so they've been developed to have traits wanted in companion dogs, like friendliness. No one wants an aggressive family dog. In fact, temperament testing puts many pit bull breeds at about the same stability as Labrador retrievers, one of the most popular family dogs around. Therefore, these breeds aren't inherently dangerous. However, how you raise them does matter. They're big dogs and can be a bit hyperactive. Bet you didn't know that, right? And they're also very trainable dogs. So it really is about how you raise and train them at the end of the day. Chippy is an Afghan hound who the girls name Chocolate Milk. He loves his bright green ute, mullets, his girlfriend Cherry, and texting on his phone during work hours, much to Sparky's dismay. Talking about Chippy's breed, 3 things may attract you: their looks, temperament, and interests. Of course, there are traits of the breed that can be a handful, but like anything worth having, they're worth the effort. Owners of the aristocratic Afghan hound know that they're special. They are very well known for their different looks. A long, silky, flowing coat protected the breed from the climate of Afghanistan, their homeland. This type of coat is often found on animals native to mountainous areas and high altitudes. The huge paw pads protected their feet, acting as shock absorbers on unforgiving terrain. Under all of that beauty is a powerful hound that can endure long hours on the hunt. As magnificent as they look, lying decoratively on the sofa, this is a breed that needs a great deal of exercise. They were historically working sight hounds. They need plenty of room to run around at full speed, but always in a fenced-in area. But be careful. Afghan hounds are also quite the jumpers, so that fence needs to be at least 6 feet high. Can you imagine this kind of dog running at you and jumping higher than you're tall? That would certainly be a sight to see. At first, Bluey and Bingo treat the tradies as their enemies, spying on them from their super-secret snooping spot. But they soon learn that some enemies can become friends with the help of Sparky's wise words and a spare ice cream. If you liked this episode and thought it was cool to learn more about these side characters, type #ice-cream in the comments so we know. Winton is Bluey's friend from school and is an English bulldog, which, according to him, makes him very obedient. Winton has a unique playground trick where he smooshes his jowls together and makes a raspberry sound with his tongue. And it always makes Bluey laugh. Winton is a bit of a space invader. He is still learning about boundaries and personal space, often choosing to stand right up close when he's talking to his friends. He lives with his mom, but regularly visits his dad at his house, which has a pulac with both a shallow end and a deep end. The Bulldog is one of the United States' most popular dog breeds. They're laid back, lovable, and family-friendly, and their wrinkled skin and slobber makes them even more endearing. But Bulldogs weren't always a breed that came to mind when you thought of sweet, cuddly dogs. They actually started out being used for a vicious sport. And there is more to this breed that meets the eye. The Bulldog got its name because this type of dog was preferred for the English sport of bull baiting, which involved tethering a bull to a stake in the ground and encouraging dogs to try to bite the bull's nose. Bulldogs were well suited for this sport because of their strong, fearless nature. Breeders bred the dogs to have large, powerful heads and loose skin so that they could recover from an attack and keep fighting. The English Parliament outlawed bull baiting in 1835, leaving the bulldog with no immediate purpose. Bulldog numbers rapidly declined, but bulldog lovers didn't want to see the breed die out. Bulldog breeders eliminated the breed's viciousness, breeding them into the bulldog pets we know and love today. During World War II, the British referred to the bulldog as the Churchill dog. Apparently, Prime Minister Winston Churchill and the English bulldog both symbolized the courage and strength of England. Churchill himself actually didn't own any bulldogs, though. He preferred poodles. Surfer Dog is a rough collie who is, as her name suggests, a keen surfer. She loves hitting the waves at the same beach the healers visit. Beach kids like Bluey are in awe of her long locks, laid-back attitude, and awesome surfboard. A white beauty with green and blue stripes and a sea king painted on the bottom. Her love of the water even extends to her pets, as she owns a goldfish, which she loves enough to happily fork out for a vet bill when it's sick. How was humanity gifted with these glorious goofballs? Some historians believe their ancient ancestors came to Britain with the Roman conquerors and interbred with local dogs. The result was a dog large and powerful enough to drive away wolves and protect livestock, yet nimble enough to maneuver flocks to other pastures or to market with their incredible herding instinct. To this day, a collie is gentle with his charges, yet fierce toward those who would threaten them. I've said in other videos about how some breeds are loyal to their owners, and how they're perfect for family life, and all that good stuff. But you won't believe this story about how loyal a rough collie was in the past. Check this out. In 1924, a collie named Bobby made headlines by turning up at his family's home in Oregon 6 months after he had become separated from them on their vacation in Indiana. People who saw his story in the newspapers and had interacted with Bobby along the way sent mail to his family, describing parts of his journey, An investigation determined that he must have traveled nearly 3,000 miles on foot, crossing the Rocky Mountains in the dead of winter to return to his humans. Bobby, a true family dog, became a local legend and national hero, with his exploits even earning him an entry in Ripley's Believe It or Not. Seriously, what an awesome dog! But do you know what's even more awesome than this dog? Fans who subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Queensland summers are, despite what Bucky Dunstan may say, hot enough for a pool. And that's all these house hunters, or dogs with no eyes, as Bluey refers to them, dream of. They're convinced by Bucky to buy the healer home, so they put in an offer. Although perhaps a little gullible, they're also determined. They know what they want, and they're not afraid to go back on a deal when they spot their dream home, complete with backyard pool. The Old English Sheepdog, OES, was developed as a drover's companion that could work in the climate of the English countryside. Their thick, double coat makes them instantly identifiable, and they're a loving, family pet that needs plenty of human attention. Compared to some ancient breeds, the OES is a relative newcomer, being only a few hundred years old. They originated in the southwestern counties of England to drive sheep and cattle to market. The Scottish bearded collie may have played a large role in the development of the OES. Others claim it was the Russian Auchar. Rather than herding sheep, the breed's job was primarily as a drover, driving sheep and cattle to market. And as anything in nature, their coat serves an important function. The distinctive, thick, double coat adapted over the years to the environment they worked in and the sheep they worked with. The coat is insulating and waterproof, protecting the dog during chilly, wet winters and warm summers. Their coat also gives them a woolly look that allows them to blend in with the flock of sheep. And that means you're in for a load of grooming if you want one of these cuties. Expect to devote about 3 to 4 hours a week grooming your Old English Sheepdog's shaggy coat. A properly groomed OES is beautiful. It takes a fair amount of work to achieve that look, so be prepared for the commitment. The old pug is a grouchy customer at Doreen's garage sale and Gladys's arch nemesis. Rude and cantankerous, the old pug is partial to a bargain, whacking people with her handbag and throwing around insults. She also blows a decent raspberry, is flush with cash, and is pretty handy on a mobility scooter. Fortunately, this cranky lady meets her match with Gladys, who takes her down a peg or two and rescues Doreen from being swindled. The first records of the pug come from China, where they were pets in Tibetan Buddhist monasteries. We know pugs have existed since at least 400 BC, making them one of the oldest dog breeds. I don't know about you, but that immediately makes me think of them as warrior monks, and I find that hilarious. The original purpose of pugs was to serve as lapdogs for Chinese emperors. That's probably why they don't require as much exercise as other breeds. Pugs have wrinkled faces because Chinese breeders intentionally developed them that way. They aimed to create a pattern of wrinkles on the dogs' foreheads that resembled the Chinese character for prince. The most popular theory about the breed's name is that it came from marmoset monkeys, which were also known as pug monkeys. Marmosets were popular pets in the early 1700s, and their faces resembled those of pugs. That's all the breeds we've got for you today. But there are still plenty of Bluey characters we haven't talked about in this video, like Bluey or Indy, and Bingo's friend, Lila. With that in mind, we selected 2 other videos where we keep talking about real Bluey breeds you need to know. They're showing up on your screen right now. Just pick the one you find most interesting and keep having fun with us. See you there. Bye for now.